On this week's episode of CMA Live All Access, we've got some incredible updates coming to you from Alpine, MSC, Cicada Audio, Lumens, and FORTIN EVO-START. This is CMA Live All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM and sponsored by 5 Access Innovations. And it starts now. Engineers at Alpine Electronics have been hard at work coming to you with a brand new product called Optimate. And from what I understand, it is an all-in multi-channel small platform amplifier, including DSP. We're going to find out more about it when we talk to Eric Brooks, who's come in to describe to us exactly what this new Optimate product actually does.
Yeah, Ben. So this is an 8-channel DSP amplifier that has staggered power, right? So it has 8 channels of power and 8 channels of 4-volt RCA output that are all aligned, right? So as you set your setup for each channel, it's mirrored on the high level out and the preamp out. So you can choose which you want to use for this, right? So you can have 50 watts by 6 internal power and 150 by 2 at 4 ohm internal, or 300 by 2 at 2 ohms. So it's a significantly powerful amplifier with multi-level. So there's a wide range of configurations you can do using the internal power. You can also use those pre-outs to go to external amplifiers to give it even more juice if you choose. It's very flexible in its configuration. And then you top it all off with this auto tuning format, right? So we've all heard auto tune over the years, and most of them have left something to be desired. But this new technology that we're using really does a fantastic job of creating a whole system environment that gives great sound. It adjusts acoustic and phase in the vehicle, giving us great image, great sound, great detail, and doing this setup in about 2 minutes. So if you don't have a customer willing to pay to break out the RTA and all that, or your shop doesn't currently do full DSP tuning, you have the capability of offering your customer better sound using this technology.
All right, Eric. So let's dig in a little bit deeper and break this down so that those tuning in understand. This is a all-in-one unit that we understand. When it comes to the configuration, you mentioned inputs, you mentioned outputs. What is the ideal situation where you want to apply this new amplifier?
Yeah, so this thing is really flexible, right? So if you have an OEM head unit, it has up to 8 channels of high level input that can take 30 volts of input, right? So it can take a lot of power from amplified factory audio systems. If you're using that, it has an anti-EQ built in with a built-in input RTA, so you can try to flatten out the factory signal using a 10-band parametric EQ per channel. So up to 8 inputs for high level. It has line level input. So if you're using a Halo unit or another Alpine head unit, you can go preamp in and use it that way, right? So that's our inputs. Then we have our outputs. So you have these 8 channels of DSP functionality that go across powered outputs and preamp outputs. So those are all shared configurations. So your crossover settings, your level outputs, all that is shared on the high level and line level outputs. So you choose if I want to go out to external amps or I want to use the internal amp. You can do that, and you can actually map out these channels however you want that's best for your system, right? So there's that. And then there's your crossover settings. So you go and you need to set up and protect your speakers so that they make the appropriate sounds. And then from there, it's on to the auto EQ setup, which is very easy to do. And it takes about 2 minutes, right? So really, those are the key factors to remember when setting up this product.
It sounds like the process has been absolutely perfected by the engineers at Alpine. And I want to dig in a little bit deeper on a comment you made earlier, Eric, how this could be an attractive opportunity for dealers who might not be committed to DSP just quite yet. Can you expand on that, please?
Sure, Ben. So, look, tuning a car is an absolute art form, right? And these guys that break out the RTAs and they know what they're doing and take the time to do this, they are artists and they create phenomenal systems. So taking nothing away from that, but not every shop has the capability to do that. Not every customer is paying for that level of tuning, right? So what this device offers is a great way for a customer to benefit from a great sound solution in tuning within just a couple of minutes using either your PC with a microphone kit or an iPhone 10 or higher. So it really is an amazing way to get great sound for consumers and dealers that may not be able to either invest in paying for that full sound tuning capability, or a dealer that isn't quite there yet.
What I'm hearing here, Eric, this is a very solutions based, well thought out device that's going to help a lot of dealers, get jobs in the Bay and get them out, and maybe even, pass this opportunity to maybe a junior tech, which might not have the extensive experience as a, well seasoned tuner, as you mentioned. But the word auto tune, that brings a lot of questions. So I want to give you an opportunity to kind of explain when Alpine says auto tune, make me feel confident that this is exactly the right solution for this scenario.
So what this auto tune functionality does, basically you take your microphone, whether it's the mic kit for your PC or your iPhone, and you sweep the front half of the vehicle, right? And over the course of sweeping the vehicle, it takes about 200 samples of the interior acoustic environment. It measures the acoustic playback in the vehicle as well as the phase issues in the vehicle, right? So it corrects acoustic and phase. And what it does is it doesn't tune for a point source. It actually tunes for the entire, averaging all of the information in the front half of the vehicle. So whether you're in the driver's seat or the passenger seat, or someone of a different height gets in my driver's seat and moves my seat around, the image and the sound stage just doesn't change based on where I'm sitting, which is great. Okay. Now you can set up all those parameters with time correction. It has a 31 band parametric EQ built in per channel, right? So if you're that guy that wants to get in and wants to get under the hood and do all of that adjustment, you can. But what this offers is, in about 2 minutes of doing those samples, it gives you a demonstrable output, and you can toggle the device from on to off. You can hear the difference. It gives you a target curve that you can adjust on the fly. We call it intuitive real-time setup. So you take this curve, you make adjustments to it. You will see the actual EQ changing on the screen on your phone or on your laptop, and it will change the sound as you're doing it. So you can get the car sounding like you want it to sound, and then store that and make it sound great.
Two things you said there, Eric, that I want people to pay attention to. Number one, demonstrable. This is a great opportunity or feature to be able to sit with your customer once it's set up in the time that it takes and show them the difference of what their investment has gotten them through Optimate. That's number one. And number two, I think it's really important to note, we're talking about repeatable results, and that is the key to profitability. Repeatable results. Now, to tie this all together, Eric, I know you've been busy on the road, so we're super happy that you're even here with us today. What are the dealers saying when you're going out there demonstrating this brand new Optimate system to them? What are they saying?
So number one, we're proving the fact that this auto tune functionality is really doing its job. We set up a big room, right? And we show the differences in the system on and off. So the dealers are like, wow, this sounds amazing. It's really doing what it says it's doing. And they see the capability of demoing it in their own showrooms, right? And showing the customer on and off and the benefit that they get from this device. So that's number one. Number two is they go and hear it in a vehicle and they experience it firsthand. Look, a box can say what a box can say it'll do, right? But when you actually hear this thing perform, it really is amazing that, wow, it only took 2 minutes and this is what I'm getting out of it. It really is amazing. And again, not to take anything away from the guys that break out the RTAs and the DSPs. These guys are masters. And this, you can do that with this too. But really, this is to open the door to dealers and consumers that want great sound at a very affordable price point.
All right, we're talking about the brand new Alpine Optimate system. Eric, is this shipping? What's the timeline on this? Where do dealers get more information?
Yeah, Ben. So this thing's out and about, right? We've seen it in the wild. It's available. It's ready to order. There's no better place to get it for Canadian dealers than Gentech. So yeah, just give them a call. They'll ship it to you, and that's all.
But I'm committed, my decision, it is fun.
Every once in a while, a product comes along that we can literally call a game changer. And not so long ago, when the team at MSC launched their new Compose program, it got a lot of heads turning. Well, and here we have them in the studio to tell us all about it. Tell us all about the new HELIX Compose loudspeaker platform and what that entails and everything that that means to this segment.
Well, Ben, the Helix Compose line was started about 4 years ago with Julian, the CEO of Audiotech Fisher, sitting on his deck listening to his high-powered, high-fidelity little Bluetooth speaker. And we've all been there at some point with these tiny little boxes, staring at them in awe, wondering how can we get such great sound out of such a small box? And that was the epiphany that really started the whole Compose line. We wanted to bring the knowledge that we have in DSP and amplification and our speaker technology and create one ecosystem that would totally change the way we do audio in cars.
Now, Larry, you mentioned an Audiotech Fisher ecosystem. Chris, can you elaborate that a little bit more? Because when you're talking about ecosystem, I'm trying to understand what that means and how does this apply to speakers?
The key has always been about optimization. We wanted to create a system that was better optimized to itself. When we started to look around at some of the other products in a variety of industries around the world, the best hardware had always been designed from top to bottom to work with itself. We view speakers and amplification the exact same way. Ben, you and I have talked a lot over the last couple of years about what makes Audiotech Fisher designs so unique and so different, especially from the system design concepts. Now, with the Compose products, we've got the ability to push these concepts to their absolute maximum, both on the amplification side and now the speaker platform as well.
Well, guys, I think you have all our interest really peaked. So let's dive in a little bit and talk about some of the engineering highlights and some of the specifications that are most notable with this new Compose series.
There's a few aspects of the new Compose platform that really make this a truly special project. Efficiency is always a big deal when it comes to speaker design, and we've got that in spades. Some of our drivers exceed 96 dB in terms of their sensitivity. But when it comes to what we've accomplished here with this project, is it's about combining that high efficiency with low impedance as well, something that's purposefully designed to extract the maximum amount of output from the amplifier it's being partnered with. The entire Compose lineup is designed with parameters that are built to provide that maximum output from the Audiotech Fisher power side of things. We want to give the client the most dynamic listening experience possible, and that's why most of these models are all coming at a 3 ohm impedance. We've even got a few key models that are coming in at 2 ohm impedance to help extract the best possible power from the high power channels of match amplifiers and the amplified DSP in the Helix lineup at the same time. Even more importantly than some of the specifications, though, are the fact that these have been designed specifically for in-vehicle use. These were designed, engineered, and voiced in the car, not anechoic chambers, not in cabinets or display boards. These are designed to be used where the customer is going to be enjoying it every single day. The third big aspect that we really like about this is the unique mounting concept that we've got to work with on these guys. We wanted to give customers an upgrade path. We all know that people start in one spot and typically will continue with their habits as they improve their listening habits. We wanted to give people more mounting options to work with, whether they be both universal applications, but we've also got a few key accessories that help create vehicle-specific solutions with these products as well.
So let me get this right, guys. This is a complete suite of brand new drivers, but are these application specific? Help me understand how these are set up.
That's an emphatical no, Ben. Helix Compose starts as a universal speaker system. So just like any other speaker system that you represent in your store, Helix Compose is offered in a number of different sizes. We go from a 3-inch to a 6x9 in a couple of different ranges. Now, in the box comes our universal speaker mount ring, and this is what makes the Helix Compose unique. You simply take this, in this case, a 4-inch mid-range, you insert it in the ring, give it a little twist, and that's our 4-inch universal mount. So now treat this like any other speaker out of the box that you may have represented in your store. But now a gentleman with a Volvo rolls in, you take that same speaker, twist off the universal ring, pull out of stock your Volvo ring, put it in the mount and give it a twist. And now you have a vehicle specific mount for Volvo. We also have this little insert called the Flex Connect, and that plugs into our proprietary connector on the back and now allows that Volvo speaker connector to plug directly in. Now, it's not just for Volvo, it's for Tesla, it's for Ferrari, it's for Porsche. And again, back to the universal application, don't think for 1 minute that you may not be in an area where there's lots of Porsche or Ferraris around, you still have that universal mount. This ongoing project of building speaker rings and everything is exactly that, ongoing. As time rolls on and new cars are introduced, we don't have to worry about building a speaker all over again. Now all we have to do is design a mount. Because as soon as you start changing things like the basket design and everything, you change the sound of the speaker. Not anymore with Helix Compose.
Now, Larry, if I'm hearing the words coming out of your mouth, my mind is getting blown, and I'm sure any dealer who's tuning in is starting to do the math in their head as well, because what Audiotech Fisher is presenting here is a system that is really going to impact the way you keep inventory in your store. Did I get that right?
Well, as you know, Ben, Audiotech Fisher and MSC have always been concerned about your business. We want to make you as efficient and profitable as possible. That doesn't stop with Compose. I want you to think for 1 sec, if you had a certain model of vehicle-specific loudspeaker, you are stuck with that vehicle-specific loudspeaker. Imagine for a sec if the client you're talking to loves the idea of that concept, but wants something better. That requires a second SKU of speaker, complete speaker system in your store. And then let's say the next guy comes in and it's a universal application. That's a third speaker in your store, so on and so on and so on. And then we get into the different model ranges year by year. That can change a little bit. So with Compose, we now have built that speaker system that can change from universal mount to vehicle specific mount and carrying through to all the different models that you may have in front of you. So now you can go from a universal aspect of building your own baffles like you are now, or using one of our cool accessories with the Flex Mount, Flex Connect, Pro Connect, and the wire kits to do a vehicle specific mount, all with limited inventory investment. This is the key factor. Now you can build a system, put it in, get something that's predictable every time, because again, we've engineered this as one system. And now once it's all installed, you have the power of our wonderful Audiotech Fisher DSP to tune it to the environment of the loudspeaker. So we really feel that this is a complete ecosystem, as we started this conversation with, to deliver the best sounding, most visceral experience for your client that you ever could before.
All right, guys. So for those that we've caught their attention, the brand new Helix Audiotech Fisher Compose series of drivers, universal, as well as application specific. How do dealers get more information? What is the path to becoming the next authorized dealer?
We welcome anybody to reach out to us in our Calgary, Alberta office in Canada or in the US. Get in touch with our Mesa, Arizona team. Realizing that this is a very specific product, a very specialized product, we're very concerned to make sure our dealers are properly trained and that they have an exclusive territory to operate in. So reach out, let's talk and see how we can move further ahead.
Hi, Jody from 5 Axis here. Just want to bring everybody up to speed with what we do and how we do it. We're a display company. We do a lot of custom graphics. Obviously, we do custom audio boards. We do RGB lighting. We do graphical work up top. We also do all the different custom amp mounts. So for all your store needs, we do front counters, we do home audio sections, we do lighting, everything that you're looking for, give us a call. Again, it's 5 Axis, 414-326-7162.
In the motorcycle audio world, Cicada Audio has been on an absolute rampage. They've been putting out product after product, and they're really starting to gain some traction within the segment. So much so that there's some really big news coming out of that camp, starting first with a brand new, freshly updated integrated DSP amplifier in the DSP 600.4. Now, this is a 4-channel amplifier with 6 channels of DSP. We have Marty Dean, who's their national sales manager. Marty, tell us a little bit more about this freshly updated piece.
Thanks, Ben. This amplifier has just been refreshed. It's a refresh of our last year's amplifier. We've since updated the Bluetooth section. It allows us to stream audio into it real time, as well as controlling it via our Bluetooth application. Gives you full control, time alignment, EQ settings, full parametric EQ done via our Bluetooth app. As the other amplifier was, it's also fully plug and play. Here's your output side. We've also got full complete harnesses here for input and output connectors plug right into the bike. No modification, no cutting. Also, you can control this amplifier via USB-C, so that if you're a PC user, we have a full PC software that you can do the same updates and you could do the same tuning with.
Now, as you motorcycle guys know, mid-bass is one of those things which is super hard to extract out of such an open-air environment, but Cicada feels that they've come up with a driver that just might remedy that. Now, we're talking about the CMB 10S4 mid-bass driver. Marty, can you give us the details on why you think this could definitely put some bass into some of these motorcycle systems?
Our CMB10 is 800 watt power handling. We've got guys that want big power, big bass on their bikes, and this woofer is it. We've updated it this year, carbon fiber cone, changed the dust cap color, still maintain our 800 watt power handling, and works in a factory bag. There's lots of aftermarket ring options available. This woofer is a great match with that. You can do sealed bags, unsealed bags, depending on your lids. This is a great way to get that low end punch to your Harley system.
So staying on track with new product coming up, there is a brand new series of coaxes that are up and coming and to be released soon. We're talking about the CHX Pro Horn series from Cicada. What can you tell us at this point, Marty, when it comes to this brand new coax series speakers?
So Ben, this is really a game changer for us. We've taken our CH horn and we've just made it better. This new CHX Pro line is going to have a carbon fiber cone, fully waterproof solution, and waterproof membrane across the horn. Increased power handling of about 400 watts RMS is really going to be the most output we can give you in the size in the speaker category. Available in a 6.5, an 8, and a 6x9. We've got speakers that are going to fit every application. Again, with our one-off tooled custom basket design, we've changed the way that it's going to fit in aftermarket lids. We've also shortened the mounting depth and lessened it by up to about a 1/2 inch on our CHX 65. That's going to allow a complete drop-in solution in all your street glide and road glides with no modification. No need to heat the pod, cut a hole in it, cover it with some sound deadening. It's going to just be a direct drop-in. And again, with high power handling and the output, it's going to be a game changer for us as well.
All right, at the top of the interview, we spoke to a brand new integrated DSP amplifier coming soon, or refresh rather. But there is also a piece which is a standalone DSP called the DSP 88, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to remind tuners why this has been such a great piece for Cicada.
Well, Ben, our DSP 88 allows the installer, the end user, the ability to integrate full DSP with our aftermarket amplifiers and our BDA line. This DSP-8, small compact chassis, 8 channels of input, 8 channels of output, both Bluetooth and PC control, allows the end user or the shop or the installer the ability to completely customize and modify the sound. Again, small compact chassis, it's going to fit in those tight places. It has low-level input, high-level input, and 8 channels of output so that you can add your component speakers, your subwoofers, or your mid-bass drivers and be able to dial in the system completely. And that's all done with our external DSP-88.
Well, Marty, it looks like Cicada's got a lot of stuff on the go, including a couple of the products that we talked about here on today's interview. And if for dealers who are interested to taking it to the next level and becoming a Cicada audio dealer, how do you recommend they do so?
If you're looking to become a Cicada dealer and get the best there is in Harley-Davidson audio, you can contact us directly at cicadaaudio.com, or you can reach out to me directly at marty@cicadaaudio.com, and we can direct you to your local rep or distributor. If you're in Canada, go see our friends at Trends, and they'll be happy to help. Again, for the best in Harley-Davidson audio, we specialize in this category. Look us up, see what you think. Thanks.
Hey guys, Ricky Lima here from SiriusXM. I had a chance to speak to some dealers and ask them what they love about selling SiriusXM. Here's what they had to say.
Coast-to-coast coverage.
I love SiriusXM for commercial-free music.
It's a great add-on sale and a profit opportunity.
We love selling SiriusXM because you can listen to the same channel coast to coast.
Profitability and ease of installation. It's a no-brainer.
We love selling SiriusXM for its ease of installation, great profitability, and reliability. People love it.
So Lumens HPL is one of the most popular bulb products and lighting products that we have up here. And when they come up with a new line, yeah, it's going to make some waves. So of course, we had to reach out to Chris Chang, who's the president of Lumens HPL, to come in and tell us the details surrounding their brand new release in the all-new Atom LED series. Chris, can you tell us more?
Hey, Ben. So today we're going to talk about our new Atom LED bulbs. It incorporates all the different features that our current LED bulbs have, from the Ultra LED line, the Sport line LEDs, even our direct replacement LED fog lights. And today we're going to go over some of the features and what that means and why the market is so interested in this new product.
All right, Chris, so let's dive in. Share with us a little bit and break it out, all the features that make this new Atom LED series super attractive to not only consumers, but dealers as well.
Well, Ben, first off, these bulbs are 3 times brighter than your conventional halogen bulb. And ultimately, that's the whole purpose of this product, is to improve the light output for consumers while they're driving. Secondly, you'll notice that there's no fan on this bulb whatsoever. So there's no need to worry about water or debris damaging any fans or moving parts on the bulb where you install it. Third, this bulb here is projector friendly. We designed it so that it would work with projector and reflector headlights. The bulb is fully clockable, so you can rotate it in its collar there to fine-tune the light pattern, especially for some oddball projector headlight housings and so forth. Now, a new technology that we put into this bulb is an integrated thermal protection circuitry. And basically that helps to prolong the life of the LED chip. And it does so by controlling the power that's actually fed into the chip itself. And that in turn will actually control the maximum temperature that this bulb will hit. Last but not least, the driver itself is built into the bulb, making it substantially more compact. There's no external box that you'll have to install along with this. This eliminates the need to actually mount the external driver. And for DIY installers, they just feel a lot more comfortable with installs when it's a lot more straightforward like this.
So Chris, is the Atom LED a full line with many applications? So what exactly is available right now? And do you have plans for expansion for other applications that might be coming down the pipe?
So currently we have most of the popular single beam bulb applications. This includes 9005, H10, 9006, 9012, H11, H7, 5202, 2504. All of it's available in 6000K pure white. It matches our Ultra LEDs and Sportline LEDs in color. In the future, in the near future, we can expect to see a full line of bulbs. So I know for a fact that before the end of summer, we should be seeing all our high-low bulb types. So that includes 9007, H13, H4, and all the other popular single beam bulb types also. Along with that, we do expect to see 3000K, which is pure yellow, great for fog lights. It's less refractive than white light. And we should see that before the next lighting season in October.
So Chris, from a dealer perspective, when you're looking at applications, what do you recommend the best use or the best installation purpose for these bulbs would be for a shop?
Hey, Ben. So anywhere that the back of this bulb is exposed to the elements, so any debris, any water, I would suggest going with the Atom LEDs. In essence, you can use this bulb anywhere that uses a halogen bulb and you need more light output. But in those instances, that's where the Atom LED bulb will truly shine. So examples of this would be like the fog lights on any type of vehicle, off-road vehicles, motorcycles, vehicles that are driving in dusty areas all the time where, again, a fan will just get clogged up in dust and fail over time. Those would be the most recommended applications for this bulb.
All right, Chris. Well, as far as availability is concerned, are these bulbs available now? And what is the best path to getting your hands on some of these brand new Lumens HPL Atom LEDs?
So as mentioned, all the popular single beam bulbs are currently available and ready to ship from Importel. The high-low bulbs will be available hopefully before the end of summer, and the 3000K bulb types will be available by fall this year. So whenever you're ready, give Importel a call and they'll have these guys ready to ship to you.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.
Well, we might be in the middle of summer right now, but in not so long from now, remote car starter season is going to be coming upon us. And in this world, FORTIN out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada has come up with a brand new addition to their offering. Today, we're going to be talking more specifically about their EVO-START, but not just EVO-START, EVO-START LTE, which has some telematic features as well. We've got Jean-Paul Raymond in the studio with us. Jean-Paul, what can you tell us about this brand new offering in the EVO-START LTE?
Well, Ben, the EVO-START LTE, for many years, people have been controlling their remote starter via a remote. Now, most people have got a smartphone, and what we wanted to do is allow the ability to be able to control the vehicle from the smartphone. So the EVO-START LTE is a cellular device that is installed in the vehicle that allows you to control the vehicle via your smartphone.
JP, there's no doubt about it. Smartphone technology is accelerating at an incredible rate. So here's FORTIN coming to the market with a new angle, a new level to that experience. Can you break down for us a couple of the key features that make the EVO-START LTE really exciting?
Well, Ben, some of the nice things about having a cellular device is that, first of all, range is unlimited. As long as there is signal present from the cellular network, you can basically start, lock, unlock your vehicle from anywhere in the world. Having said that, we also have several features that sets us apart. Number one, there is a Bluetooth built into the unit. If you're in close proximity, the unit will actually use Bluetooth. If you're further away, it will use the LTE. Now, this also has a dual function, the Bluetooth. If you think about it, the unit comes with different form of air times, 3 years, 1 year, it all depends. Now, having said that, if somebody decides that they don't want to renew their subscription after the period, they can still use the Bluetooth and probably get a couple of 100 feet of range. So that is a feature that makes the unit not a paperweight if you're not renewing. The other feature that we like is newer vehicles, you never have to pull out of your pocket a key or a remote to lock and unlock the vehicle. With a PKE, proximity keyless entry, built in, if you put the door lock system on the PKE, you'll be able to walk up to your vehicle and it will unlock, provided you have your phone with you. And the opposite, when you walk away from the vehicle, it will lock the doors. So again, a couple of features that are unique in the marketplace, allowing the installer to be crafty with his customer and perhaps offering things that are not necessarily available in his vehicle right now.
So that poses a very interesting scenario. So obviously, remote start customers are both in Canada and the US. So I guess my first question is, how does that affect functionality and coverage via cell phone service? And also, what are some of the features or the experience one gets through this telematic service now offered through Fortin?
Well, then, number one, coverage. We cover both Canada and the US. We thought about the Snowbird when we designed that piece. So a Canadian sold unit will work in the US and the vice versa. So that is certainly not a problem. Now, having said that, when you're talking about telematics, there's a couple of nice things that we've done. First of all, you can have all the trips that you've done. And how do we do this? Once the ignition is turned on in the vehicle, basically it starts recording the trip that you're about to take. The trip ends when the ignition is actually turned off. So, in other words, if I go to the convenience store on my way to work, I'll see that as one leg if I've shut down the vehicle, and the rest of the trip will become a second leg in the trip. Now, the trip is recorded in such a way that I will know my average speed, I will know my max speed during that trip, but I can also recall that trip and I will see a little car traveling on the streets that I was on. So, kind of really nice, and it'll give me positioning basically and speed at which I was traveling at that particular, let's say, intersection or whatever the case may be. So again, that is, and we keep that in memory for 60 days. So again, somebody that works on the road that would like to exclude personal trips from business trips and all this kind of stuff, we do make that possible from the app. And you'll get how many miles or kilometers were recorded during the trip as well.
Here's another question for you, JP. What about in instances, maybe you're gone camping or you're in a rural area where there is no cell phone service? What functionality may still exist in those situations?
Well, Ben, because of the Bluetooth, you could still be able to lock, unlock your doors, start your engine. Again, probably from a range of 200 feet. And if GPS is present, you would still get vehicle location. So again, no cell service doesn't limit everything on the unit. There are still portions of it that will operate. So that's what sets it apart from a lot of other units out there that don't necessarily offer Bluetooth or GPS as well. So it would still be, it would still work, is what I'm trying to say.
So on that topic of, certain features that are separating this unit to other offerings currently in the market, what about pricing? Where do we fall on that?
I believe, Ben, that we are priced very competitively. And the other thing where we're very competitive is what we are charging for airtime. So again, what people have to remember about a unit like this is it uses data, no different than your cell phone. So there has to be a package of data that will be bought. So again, 3 years, 1 year, depends on what the consumer wants in the beginning. But at the moment of renewal, we are cheaper again than most of our competition as far as airtime is concerned. We've managed to secure a very good deal with providers.
Last but not least, JP, let's talk about the availability of this EVO-START LTE. When are they shipping? What is the current status? And how do dealers connect with Fortin to become the next authorized dealer?
Well, Ben, basically, we ship the unit in Canada first. We are the kind of company that want to test on the home ground, make sure everything works fine. So the unit has been available in Canada since late November 22. Now, excitingly enough, we just started shipping at the end of June in the US. So the unit is now also available in the US. Now, as far as becoming a dealer and all this kind of stuff, you can go to our website, which is fortin.ca. You can send us an email. We'll get in contact with you and refer you to the closest distributor to your place. Or if there's more than one, we'll refer you to a couple of different distributors. Our business model is through distribution, and dealer direct for us is not something that we've approached, being a true manufacturer where we make the product downstairs from where I sit. It is easier as part of our business model to ship to distributors that in turn sell to retailers.
And that is a wrap for this episode of CMA Live All Access. Thanks for tuning in, and a big shout out to all our guests that came in and talked to us about the latest and greatest in our 12-volt mobile electronics industry. This is CMA Live All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM and presented by 5 Axis Innovations. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.